Alright, so I attempted to make a 2015 metal detecting wrap up the other day, but it was too long. So I'm going to try to do one here with a little quicker. I won't ramble on so much, so I'll get right to it. Let's start over here. We got some buckles, quite a common find out there, but some of the older, nicer ones I found a whole bunch of these, but these are some suspender buckles here. Regular little type buckles there. And we got some keys, some old keys, and parts to locks here. These are railroad locks, two different ones. That's the top hasp, and this is a faceplate for the bottom. This up here is, I believe, like a locker key for a like a coal mine or something like that. The town that was found in was big into coal mining. Different types of skeleton keys. Over here we got a couple buckles. This is a really nice find. That's potentially a Civil War type buckle there. Too bad I can't find the other half of it that would have slipped inside there. The medallion part of it, but that's a nice find. A guy I showed it to was pretty excited about that. He thought it was pretty rare find, but it's hard to say. This is a pretty cool buckle. It's got a guy riding a buck and bronc there. Down here we've got some dog tags. We've got from 1916 all the way up to 2013, so we've got pretty close to 100 years worth of dog tags here. You never know what you're gonna find and collect, so you start putting little collections together. I've got a whole jar of keys and tags like this, like rose tags, things like that. Here we got a couple relics. This is an old brass shotgun shell, which was something I was really after, hoping to find. Once I got it home, it started deteriorating and falling apart, which is too bad. But I was excited to get that. That was kind of on my dig list there. This, I believe, is what's called a grape shot. This is potentially from the Revolutionary War, from where I found it. But there would have been a whole bunch of these lashed together with bindings and in a sack, and then that would have went into a cannon and fired, kind of like an anti-personnel round. So that's pretty cool. Up here we got some button or badges and pins and things like that. So this here's I believe it's silver. That's also was on my list of things to get because it's got the Masonic sign on it there. No markings, but that's not uncommon for Masons to not want to identify their things. This is a little AAA pin. So I don't know if this would have went on somebody who worked for AAA or if it went to a member who would get the benefits, but pretty neat little find. This was an awesome thing to find. It says Pennsylvania State Police. I sent this pictures of this to the actual State Police Museum. They weren't able to get back to me with that it actually matched any there, so it's possibly made by a trooper, or the other thing is it could be part of the Pennsylvania State Police of Crawford County, which is a separate entity, but pretty cool find. This is a warrant officer cat badge, and this was found in the same area as the coal mine locker thing. So this is has something to do with like coal mine inspections, things like that. It's from the Fuel Coalition, I believe, administration. I don't know, but that's a pretty old cool thing to find. Kids deputy badges. They go along with the, little play toy guns there. Got some Tootsie Toys, little Matchbox type cars, but a little older. Those are pretty cool. A couple marbles, a jack. I thought I'd find more of those, but they'll probably spread out and don't ring up quite as well on the machine. I've got some play money, little aluminum play money there. What else can we look at? We've got some old pendants and pins and things like that. Nothing valuable. These are kind of like a plastic on there, but they probably were pretty cool looking back in the day. This was found in my grandmother's yard. It's aluminum, but it's pretty Pretty flashy bling. I could see her wearing that. An old shamrock and some religious medallions there. Little heart pendant. And jewelry wise, we got some old, these are old rings here. They're probably brass or copper or something like that. But up here's the better higher end jewelry. This is the silver stuff. Let's see if we got pretty cool old earring here. Well, maybe not old, but that was found in my grandmother's yard. I was really hoping to find some silver there. That's what I found there so far. I was hoping to find some coins, but found that. Actually figured out who that belongs to, so that'll be going back to somebody who owned it. Cuff links. Not 100% sure, but this looks like silver. I'm assuming it was part of a medallion or something. But I've got 5 silver rings there. I also found 2 others. One was returned to homeowner because I found it in her yard, and the other one I gave to my niece because it was a little Hello Kitty thing. She likes Hello Kitty. This is some of the gold stuff I found, which none of it's solid gold. It's all plated stuff. This is actually a Air Corps kind of a sweetheart forget-me-not pendant. It's gold over sterling silver, so that's still made out of precious metal. It's got some mother of pearl there. It's pretty beat up, but that was a cool find. These are all plated gold rings. A couple costume jewelry rings. This one I thought was gonna be something really nice, but I believe it was just silver plated. And this kind of looked really sweet when I found it, but that's just junk. Alright, what else we got? So over here we got watches. We got some big pocket watches here. Always cool to find those, find bits and parts of them. These are all the ones that were, for the most part, complete, just missing faceplates. This is a pocket sundial. That was an awesome find. It's got a pretty neat design on there. It's like an Egyptian looking design. Old political watch fobs from the Roosevelt administration when they were running for presidency, him and his running mate. This is a coin holder, which still works. So that's pretty cool. Found that in a public schoolyard, or what used to be a public schoolyard. This is my best watch. It's 80% silver. It was found in 2 pieces, about 3-4 feet apart. So found those, dug it apart, found the hallmarks and the serial number on it. So I've still got some research to do to see if I can find out some more about that. But that's an awesome find. What else can we look at here? I guess I'll move up to the coins. So I'll go to some of these here. These are pennies, but these are pennies from the earlier part of the 1800s, so they were called large cents. But I've yet to find one I can get a date off of. This was the first one I ever found. The boys helped me find that one. It's got a chip, or where it was once hung on a chain or something. But this is my best looking one, but I still can't get a date off it. You can see the Liberty head on there. It says 1 cent. But still want to find one with a date on it. And that one possibly could recover a date, but I'm scared to do much with it. I don't want to ruin it. The rest of these are pretty toasted. You can barely make out some of the faces on them, but still exciting to find. This was a good find. This was found in the same yard as the silver pocket watch and the coal badge and the locker tag. It's a 2-cent piece, which, you know, I didn't realize they even made those. So that's the cool thing about this hobby, is I'm learning all the time. So that's an awesome find. Over here we got some Indian head pennies. Got 3 piles here. This is an 1862 Indian head, which is a little thicker than the rest. They changed the composition a year or 2 after this one would have been made. But once these come out of the ground, they really start flaking apart. So you can see it's kind of crusty. These are Indian heads as well. These are all 1800s. But And these are the 1900s Indian heads, about the same amount of each, but you know, the 1900s are a little more common to find for me anyway, even though they're only about 10 years they're worth. And this was an Indian head I found, but no idea the date. It's too far gone. Here we start some of the silvers. We've got what they call war nickels. These were nickels made between 1941 to 1945, I believe. And they're 35% silver. They made these because nickel was used for the war effort, so they switched over to using silver in the mix. We've got Roosevelt dimes. These are all silver dimes. Any coins, dimes, or and above are going to be silver if they're 64 and below. So these are all from 46 to 64. And here you have the predecessor to the Roosevelt dimes, which people call the Mercury dime. It's not actually the god Mercury on there, but that's what everybody calls them. So I've got, I think I got 15 of those. And before that, you had the Barber dime, which was made by a man named Barber, so that's why they're called Barber dime. I have 3 of those. Those are from, the ones I have are 1906, 1910, and 1912. And this here was the very first silver coin I found. Wasn't expecting it. It's actually the oldest dated coin I have. It's 1821. They call it a capped bust. So that was pretty exciting to find, you know, as a first silver. It's hard to top that, but the nice thing about it is, even if you find a great find, you always want to find something more. So, you know, keep going, and someday hopefully get something older. This is also a pretty good find, something people all look for. You can't see it, but it's pretty much wiped clean. But this is actually Spanish colonial silver. This is a half real. So that was pretty exciting to find. Up here we've got quarters. These are all Washington quarters. Look pretty similar to our quarters today, and you probably have something that looks like it in your pocket, only, you know, again, these are 64 or older, would be silver. So these are the predecessor to those, which is called, they call a Standing Liberty. It's got a, you know, Lady Liberty standing holding the shield. So I have 2 of those, both 1927. And these are 2 $50 I've found. One early in the season, and then one late. 1942 and a 1943. You know, that 43 is got a lot of detail to it, so that's a nice looking coin there. This here is probably the oldest coin I have. It's too really beat up to see exactly what year it would be. Plus, it's Chinese. I don't really read Chinese, but it's what's called a Chinese cash coin. And it's really hard to date these sometimes, I guess, from what I've read, because these were made in clay molds that you know, often were destroyed after they made them. So there's slight differences in each one, so it's hard to date them for sure. I still got some research to do on that. That was an awesome find, something I was looking for. Not missing anything. Oh, some tokens, different tokens, aluminum. Good luck tokens, personalized ones. You could make a couple modern tokens, like slot machines, things like that. Political medallion or token. That's a World's Fair token. A couple political ones. Thomas Jefferson. This one's like the Capitol building. This was a pretty cool find. It's a big old aluminum token commemorating the 40th birthday of Smokey the Bear. And these are some of the older tokens. This one, I forget where it's from, but it's I think it's from Lamar, maybe. I don't know. Local token for some kind of a bar or something. This one is for the Mansfield Bottling Works. George J. Meyer, proprietor. I want to research that one a little more. Here's a couple trade tokens. And some of the more interesting, one of my most interesting finds, these I believe are both tobacco related items. This here I believe was used to cut tobacco. It's a little blade in there. That was an interesting find. I wasn't expecting to have a blade in there. And this, when I first dug this, I pulled it up and I was standing there talking to the homeowner, and we're looking at it, and I said, oh, it looks like a hand holding a wine bottle or something. He's like, oh yeah, we're sitting there talking, I'm kind of rolling it around in my hand, I'm looking at it, I'm trying to figure out what that was. So then I kind of held it up this way, and it kind of hit me. So it's a hand holding a penis. There's no two ways about it. So I didn't even tell the guy what it was when I realized it, because I don't know what he'd have thought of it. But I laughed my ass off after that. But researching, I guess it's a pipe tamper used to pack the pipe or the tobacco down in a pipe. So yeah, never know what you're gonna find. What else we got? This is all the wheat pennies I found. There's probably about 300 of them there. I also gave probably a bunch of them away. Anytime there was kids around in the yard and they were kind of poking around, I'd give them, wheat pennies and things, because obviously I want to keep the good stuff. But that's pretty much it for 2015. I don't know if I missed anything, but trying to rush this around so I don't run out of time here. These are a couple things I found so far 2016. So I've got a Merc dime and a big old button. So starting the year off already. Don't know if I'm gonna get out again till it thaws, but it was a good year. I enjoyed it. I'll be back again. Hopefully make some more movies. Try to do some actual live digs. So, well, there it is.